Hamilton, and I'm here with Baldwin sprint phenom here on Maui, Bailey. He's state defending champion in the 100, 200. He's on a state champion team, and he just won the MIL 100 and 200, getting Shane Victorino's record in that 100. Very exciting meet. I've known Bailey for a while, and feel very fortunate to share some insight, spending time with him, and just having this nice dialogue with him. So, Bailey, would you start off? You know, I've known you for a while. A lot of people know you as a sprinter.
Yes, they do.
But you weren't always a sprinter, and you've kind of risen up as a sprinter through your high school career. Can you just tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, freshman year, I wanted to try out track. It was just a new thing that I wanted to try out. So my coach put me in sprints, and then he said I had really small strides. So year by year, I start to progress in my strides. Everything starts to progress in my technique, and slowly but surely, I start getting my times down. And right when I know it, I start getting 10.9s and start getting recognized for that.
Okay, and it seems like in looking at some of your stats, from your sophomore year to your junior year, you made you didn't qualify for states your sophomore year, and but then you came back your junior year and you were on the podium. What can you tell us a little bit about how that happened, and what that year was like in terms of maybe training, in terms of how you looked to the sport, and what motivated you to make that extra step?
Well, it started off, I wanted to improve myself. So summertime I started working with Sanchez and the other coaches, and I don't know what made me scared, but made me want to train harder was Dylan Connie from Kapalama, and I was so scared to race him. I just wanted to be my best when I was up against him, because I remember him my sophomore year, he was so good, and I want to be my best when I face him, and being beat by him by 50 meters my sophomore year, and being in front of him by 5 meters my junior year really was mind-blowing. It really was, but it took a lot of hard work.
So you talk about this one individual. Is he someone who maybe you really had in your head for that going into your junior year as sort of the main target, the main person you wanted to hunt down?
Yes. Every practice he was in the back of my mind. He was very intimidating.
And you talked a little bit about the fear. Tell us a little more about Bailey's fears, right? Maybe that is a fear that has receded, but what are some of the things that maybe hold you back that you can look forward to getting over?
I didn't want to lose. I just wanted to show everybody who I was and how strong I can be. So I started practicing harder, remembering it's Dylan Connie. I gotta beat him in the start. I gotta hold him off at the finish, and that's where I started practicing more of my starts and finishes, and that's where it started came in, at the ending and the start.
And some things that people were wondering. They were wondering about sort of your rise into what you did to get better, but what does the future look like for you? And sprinting, what will you take with from this experience in your life of winning the state championships, of running fast, and how will that maybe play a role going forward in whatever you do?
Well, I don't know what my future will hold. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, but I know that the work ethic that I gained from those past years is really gonna help me in my jobs in the future, and show my future coworkers and my bosses who I really am and how I work towards my job. Yes.
And getting to know you, I've learned that artwork is something that you're also good at, and I've known some other runners who have shared an interest in art. Dakota Grossman was someone who actually was painting as well. So what similarities, if any, do you see between doing art and what you get to do out here in the track?
Well, when I draw, it's just you get in your own world, you're so focused, you can't stop doing it. You don't know that an hour or two pass by, or half the day pass by when you're doing it. And that's what I feel about running. When you're running, you don't think about anything else besides what you're doing right there and then, And that's what I feel about painting. And the finished product, if you try your hardest and you focus enough, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, well said. And here we are at the track. Here we are at not too far from the 100 meters where you've done a lot of running, a lot of training, and we spent a lot of time. Could you tell us maybe about some of the most memorable experiences here, whether it's in training, and maybe some of the things that where you fell down and you had to get back up?
Oh, this track holds a lot of memories. From my first steps taking my first starts to winning the championship or at my event. But that starting line is everything that I will remember for the rest of my life. Like, that's where I won my. It's everything. It's everything. Hard work, dedication, sweat, tears, and blood. Everything is at that starting line right there.
Nice. And I work with a lot of youth runners. What would you tell to someone who's a sophomore who maybe has run as fast as you, or even faster as a sophomore, but still has so much more ahead of them? What is something that you would share with them of, maybe they don't have that one person to focus on, but how can you share your legacy with there's a bunch of great sprinters who've come from Maui. You're one of them, and we can look back. Shane Victorino didn't go into track and field, but he's a very well-established athlete in professional baseball. So what's something that you can share to the others for the next great sprint star to come out of Maui? For the guy who's going to run or try to break your record, the guy who's looking at you as, he was my target.
I would tell them that every great champion was once a contender that never gives up. So I'll tell them to never give up, train as hard as they can every single day, put in as much work as they can, and have that focus that you're so hungry that nobody else can take you down. Just have that confidence in yourself, knowing that you can push farther and farther, and you can be the best every day, You can be the best who you was yesterday. You can always progress who you are. And that's what I gotta say.
Great. And just a few more things, right? We have the state championships coming up next week. What are your thoughts going into it? And if everything goes well, what will Bailey do to celebrate? Will it be something internal? Will it be something with the family? Or will it be nothing? What's your celebration if everything goes perfect?
Well, if I get into it, everything goes perfectly. My first celebration is to celebrate it with my parents and my family that's going to be there. That was training me on this whole year and my freshman year, sophomore, and junior year. I would like to celebrate with them being the two-time defending state champion. That'll be a great experience. And going into it, I am very nervous because the Oahu crowd really does push you, and the numbers of people being on TV, the Ocean 16, it's a lot of pressure, but I just hope everything goes perfect so I can be satisfied when the time I go to sleep. I have no regrets.
Yeah. Great. And is there anything else you'd like to share, or anything else you'd like to say to maybe the audience here in Maui, or the next generation of runners and athletes here?
Keep on running. That's all I have to say. Keep on running, keep being hungry. That's all I have to say.
Great.
Let's hear you talk, Mr.
My name's Bailey. I like chocolate.
Great.
And if you want to, Matt Holton is a great trainer. He will push you, and he will try to make you throw up. And she's a really good trainer. I like chocolate.